Hello everyone, today I'm sharing my journey to a place called Hailuogou. At the eastern edge of Qinghai Tibet Plateau rises a 7,000 meter plus Gonga mountain. On its eastern side is Hailuogou, or Conch Valley, a valley sculpted by ancient glaciers. This place offers one of the best views of glaciers and forests. At 2 p.m., I left from Chengdu bus center. The destination was Moxi town, near Hailuogou. The bus fare was about $20 and the entire journey takes about 5 hours. The changing views are a show in themselves. You see the cityscape transform into majestic mountains and valleys. Moxi town is very small. The driver can take me directly to the hotel. Check out this $30 hotel room. It's quite nice. It has a large bed, clean toilet, and a living room where you can watch TV here. It also comes with a balcony. You can sit on the chair and enjoy the nice mountain view, but it's dark now. Looking out from the hotel balcony, the entire street is bathed in golden light, wrapping it in a warm glow. After a quick dinner, I can't wait to dive into the town's nightlife. The restaurant owner told me that after the National Day holiday, the number of tourists has dropped significantly. I walked around the street for a long time and noticed that many shops were closed. Some restaurants were brightly lit, but not a single customer was inside. Just as I was about to head back to my hotel, the sound of singing from a bar in the distance caught my attention. I feel like popping in for a drink. However, when I got to the door, I saw there was only a couple inside. The guy was singing and the girl was leaning on his shoulder. I thought I'd better not interrupt their romantic private moment. After the singing faded away, I could hear the old street whispering softly. The shops, though closed for the night, were not completely silent. Most local residents live in the attics or back rooms behind their storefronts. Getting closer, I could clearly make out the faint sound drifting through the door cracks. The laughter of families gathered around the TV, mixed with lively chatter in local dialects. Behind those closed doors was not just cold emptiness, but life in its most authentic form. Good morning, it's my second day here. I actually slept straight through until noon last night. Today, I'm going to explore the whole town of Moxi, visit the local church, enjoy the view of Mount Gonga, and late at night, relax in one of the town's hot spring hotels. The street where my hotel is located is called Ranger Road, which was Mao Zedong's courtesy name. At the end of this road, you can see both a statue of Chairman Mao and a Catholic church. The symbol of communism and religion standing side by side. What an interesting contrast. This church is called Moxi Catholic Church. It was built with brick and stone, combining both Eastern and Western architectural styles. In the late 19th century, after the signing of unequal treaties such as the Treaty of Peking between China and France, Western missionaries gained the right to preach freely in China, and this church was completed around that time. The doors at the entrance of the church are tightly locked, and I couldn't find any photos online showing a ceremony being held here. The side windows are nailed shut with wooden planks. It took some effort just to catch a glimpse of the statue of the Virgin Mary inside. So, why did Mao Zedong come here? The museum behind the church gave me the answer. During the Chinese Civil War, the Communist forces began the Long March to break through the Kuomintang encirclement. On February 29, 1953, Mao Zedong and his troops arrived here. Because of the harsh weather, the leadership decided to stay in this small town for a while. Mao lived in the priest's residence next to the church, and today, the museum still preserves some of the Red Army's belongings from that time. This small town became known to the outside world because of mountaineering. In 1929, American explorer Joseph Rock arrived at the foot of Mount Gonga and revealed its true face to the world. His discovery attracted many expedition teams from both China and abroad, including Seacon Expedition, the American Alpine Club, and Japan's Hokkaido Mountaineering Federation. There's one more event that greatly changed this place. On September 5, 2022, a magnitude 6.8 earthquake struck the area, causing 46 deaths and destroying a large number of houses. Even today, many of these buildings are still under reconstruction. The earthquake 3 years ago dealt a heavy blow to the local economy. Many storefronts went out of business and remain vacant even now. However, the entire street still looks clean and beautiful. Every shop has a little fountain pond at the entrance, with all kinds of flowers and plants around. Moxi town stretches in a narrow shape from southeast to northwest. It's about 1 kilometer walk from the museum to the end of the town. Once you reach the outskirts, you will see that the town is surrounded by towering mountains. After reaching the southernmost point, I walked north along Moxi Ancient Street, hoping to see Mount Gonga before the sun sets. In the afternoon, the sun came out, warm and gentle. The sunlight spilled over the wooden houses lining the street, making them shining like gold. I'm really impressed by the local sense of aesthetics. Take this bar for example. The tiles on its outer wall, a signboard, and the flower pots all use traditional Tibet contrasting colors. White for the purity of snow mountains, red for the vitality of life, and blue for the wisdom of the sky. And hanging under the eaves are red lanterns, a subtle touch of Han culture that adds warmth and festivity, perfectly complementing the Tibet palette and creating a beautiful harmony. Situated at the crossroad of Tibetan and Han cultures, this area has long been an important commercial hub. Some sections of the ancient street still preserve the architectural style from the Republic of China era, shops on the ground floor and residences above. The second floor corridors connect the buildings, providing shade and shelter for pedestrians, while also making business more convenient for the shop owners. In addition, I also captured other heartwarming moments along the way. Walking about 2 kilometers northwest along the ancient street, I finally saw Mount Gonga from a parking lot by the roadside. It's so tall that the clouds float halfway up its slopes, but don't be fooled into thinking it's close. The mountain is actually about 30 kilometers away from the town. At night, I booked a hot spring B&B about 10 minutes drive from the town. Since transportation here isn't very convenient, the hotel offered to send a car to pick me up. The room cost about $30 a night, but it was a little bit disappointing. The door didn't have an electronic lock, just a wooden latch. The walls were covered with dark streaks that made the place look dirty. As someone who's a bit of a clean freak, what I really couldn't stand was that the bathroom didn't have a proper door. Both the shower and the toilet each had only a flimsy wooden door. In such a humid environment, the wood could easily get moldy, letting unpleasant smell drift into the room. Well, forget it. I decided to give the hot spring a try. You can reach the hot spring area by walking down the stairs outside the hotel, and it stays open until 11 p.m. Since it's a mixed gender bath, it's best to wear a swimsuit. There are many types of pools, a kids pool, a fish therapy pool, and even a sauna room. Oh, it's very hot. When I went there was almost no one else, so it felt like having the whole place to myself. The water temperature was just right, and overall, it was a good experience. I was lucky. The next day was bright and sunny, which means there was a good chance of seeing the full view of Mount Gonga. The friendly hotel owner offered to drive me to the town's ticket office. Private vehicles are not allowed inside the scenic area. You have to take the shuttle bus. The entrance ticket plus the bus fare cost 160 yuan in total. Don't throw away your ticket, because if you don't finish visiting everything on the first day, you can use it to re-enter the next day by paying an additional 40 yuan. The recommended route is to take the shuttle bus from the tourist center to Gonga bus station, buy a cable car ticket, and head up to camp number 4 to see the glacier. After viewing the glacier, you can take the cable car back down, then either hike or take the shuttle bus to visit other attractions. The drive takes about 40 minutes, and the scenery along the way is stunning. As the altitude rises, you can see endless mountains covered in dense forests, with clouds slowly drifting over the peaks. The ticket office sits at an altitude of about 2,800 meters. The temperature isn't too cold. A light jacket is all you need. Suspended high above the forest, the cable stretches deep into the valley. Below, layers of alpine birches blanket the ground, their colors shifting from deep green to golden yellow. Clouds drift gently between the peaks, wrapping the forest in a soft mist. The higher we go, the more mountains reveal their grandeur, mysterious, quiet, and breathtakingly beautiful. This is, without a doubt, the scariest cable car I have ever taken. It hangs unbelievably high above the valley, swaying with every gust of wind. I can literally feel my life and my future hanging by this single, thin steel cable. The drop below looks endless. The other passenger has already crouched down, too terrified to even look outside. Just outside the cable car station is Camp Number 4, situated at an altitude of about 3,600 meters, where you may experience mild altitude sickness. Surrounding it are all mountains over 6,000 meters high. The most worthwhile spot to visit is a great icefall, which can be viewed from 2 observation decks. After that, you can head to the temple and the mountaineering heroes monument. All these attractions are connected by forest trails. Along the way, you can see plants different from those in low altitude areas, mainly coniferous forests. Because of the large vertical drop, differences in natural zones here are comparable to those on the southern slope of Mount Kilimanjaro. It's autumn right now, and you will see leaves of various colors mixed together here, red, yellow, and green, all blended into a beautiful palette. At the first viewing platform, the view opens up significantly, but the surrounding mountain peaks are still hidden in the clouds. Directly opposite is the most spectacular icefall, nestled between Mount Gonga and the Zhongshan Peak. It looks quite small from a distance, but let's zoom in. Guess how tall it is? It's 1,000 meters high, even taller than the Burj Khalifa. As the glacier moved downward under the force of gravity, it encountered a straight granite cliff and broke, thus forming this icefall. As I walk towards the second viewing platform, I keep turning back, afraid to miss even one view. The second viewpoint is higher, drawing us closer to the glacier itself. From here, the ice reveals its secrets. Intricate textures carved by time, deep crevasses splitting its surface. And there, at the source of the icefall, an ancient glacier bore from the clouds above. When you get closer, you realize everything is far more magnificent than it first appears. Beneath its calm surface, the mountain is slowly breathing and moving in its own rhythm. Beyond the clouds lies Mount Gonga, the King of Sichuan Mountains, rising over 7,500 meters. Its vertical relief reaches 6,400 meters, steeper than even Mount Everest. Since the first ascent in 1932, Only a few dozen climbers have reached the summit, while more than half never returned. Beneath this silent beauty lies nature's most unforgiving power. Dear viewers, that's all for today's episode. Hailuogou National Park is vast, and there are still many places I didn't have time to explore, like the forest trails and the hot springs at camp number 2. If you ever get a chance, you should definitely come and see it for yourself. And if you'd like to join me on more adventures to other fascinating places, don't forget to subscribe.